Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Adam here with Indie Farm Life. Rolling up to the farm, and I got yet another pond update video for you guys. I know you're all surprised. So it's been a few weeks since we've actually had much productivity over here. As you saw in one of our videos, the D4's been out of commission for a few weeks now, and it's actually ultimately going to be out for over a month. The valve for the lift cylinder seized up, had a piece of metal in the hydro system that got lodged in there, so waiting on the local dealer to get parts, which are coming from Japan, so not down the street, you know, can't walk down the street and pick that part up. So waiting on that, and then the farmer Mike, his dump wagon was out of commission for probably a couple weeks as well. He had a dozen bushings or so that went out on it, and he finally found parts. I think they were, he said $500 a pop. So his wagon's up and running. I had a busy week at work for myself and Chris, so we didn't actually make it over here to help work on the pond at all. And see if you can see the dozer sitting here too as I cruise by. So I have not been over here to see everything. Look at that guy, all torn apart. And I apologize for the bumps in the road here. My new asphalt road's not fully packed in. Here, I'll show you though. Looks all right. So I haven't seen the pond in a while. We were on vacation for one of those 2 weeks, so it worked out okay, I guess. You know, we didn't leave Mike stranded here to work on the pond by himself. But his wagon's back and running. We're waiting on the dozer still. So hopefully we get that relatively soon. But Chris and Nick were telling me that Mike made pretty good progress in the few days this week that he actually did work. I believe the big cut is all the way across now, or close to all the way across, and he started in on the second deep cut, which will be the last of the deep ones, and then from there things should really ramp up. So I'm gonna cruise out here and check out the hole and the berm. Oh yeah, it looks like he's working. So probably talk to him for a few, and I'll catch back up with you guys in a bit. As a reference point of how deep we're dealing with, there is an excavator down in that hole there, and he's digging well below where he's sitting even. It's gonna be an awesome pond. You guys can see this with me for the first time in a few weeks. Oh yeah, he's made real good progress. A little bit of water there, but he is making it happen. Just for reference, my feet are probably 8 or 9 feet below water. He's trying to get me wet or splash. And then there's these massively deep holes out here. This looks awesome over here though. Looks like he had the dozer out here doing some grade work. It's amazing how much groundwater we're finding, and it hasn't rained in quite a while. Dry months of the summer here. All right guys, so you saw up front, now I'm out here at the berm. I want to show you how awesome this thing is. It's getting to be the heights that I was hoping it would be. I'm gonna hop in the dozer here in a little bit and clean some stuff up, but let me show you what the berm's looking like. That there is the small end, and I use that term loosely because it's still pretty large. But not much has changed here, and I'm not surprised because this other end has all the fall, so we're trying to eat that up. But when you walk down this way and you couple the height or the amount of dirt we put in here with the fall of the ground that was previously here, the heights are pretty staggering. So anyway, what Mike's doing now is he's coming up this road here, pulling in, and then backing in and dumping loads of this blue clay over yonder. So I'm gonna clean up his haul road. He said that's a little bit squirrely right now. But if we look, I mean, This pile is easily 20 feet, 25 feet up. I mean, my feet are above the top of that tree over there. which is probably a 14 or 15 foot tree, but I mean, keep in mind the ground continues to fall that way, but it's expansive. A little blue clay mixed with a little bit of red clay. He's been actually backing down where I'm standing right now, so I better move. When you stand down here, it's pretty amazing how big this pile is. Alright, so I'm in the 650 here, 650K dozer. And after Mike dumped that last load, sorry it's a little bumpy, he told me, why don't you knock down this pile here so I can drive up on top of it. And the pile he's talking about is the one I was standing down on the ground looking up at. So I'm gonna have the dozer about 30 feet in the air. I'm not worried, but it is pretty funny. Every time Mike asks me to do something, he always tells me, well, don't fall off. Sage advice, right? Here's the pile we're dealing with. That guy there, sitting on top of this cliff. Sorry I don't have the tripod for you guys to actually video this. It's down in the truck and can't slow down production, right? And here is the finished product. I mean, not finished for the day, but with this dozed in, let's see how high we are. It's quite the elevation. Look at everything up front here. There's a shot there where things stand so far. It's like an Olympic swimming pool right there. I kind of want to just jump in. It's a little hot. You can smell the heat coming off that big thing. Smell the heat. You know what I mean. Dumping over like a 25-foot cliff over there. Pretty incredible view up here. I'm excited when we get above the trees. That only persists for a few years, I guess, until they get taller. Unless this thing really skies. I'd love to know how many times that thing is actually dumped. A lot. Just came up here to check on stuff. There goes Mike down the dusty trail with another load. I walked up to this thing though, guys, and I'm not afraid of heights or anything, not typically, but when you're standing here and you look down at that, I'm gonna walk over to the other side so you can use the excavator as perspective. It's significant. It also echoes. Stunting. Could you imagine the stuff you could pick up with that grapple? Oh look, and by grapple I meant thumb. See the 9 series up on the berm from here. Let's walk down here. I mean, this is a mini excavator, so it's gonna look big. This hole's gonna look big next to it, I'm sure. Well, if we pull the floating dock out here somewhere and someone jumps in, I don't think we're going to have to be too worried about them hitting the bottom. Dare I climb down here? Will I ever be able to get out? Doesn't seem too wet. Now it seems pretty massive. What's crazy is how much water is over here. Mike keeps calling that 2 feet. That is probably 1.5 feet, which I think would make this somewhere in the neighborhood of, like, it didn't even turn up mud on the bottom. That's 3 or 4 feet deep, easy, conservatively. This is fantastic. Old Mike saved me some dozer work.
still a little clumpy though.
Tailgating in the red clay.
That's not a bad job though.
No. 30 tons with a...
Need a shake and a shimmy.
Yep.
There it goes. Put her in high. He's getting out of that muck at least.
Yeah. Well, wrapping up on pond day whatever, I don't know. They all run together. It's a big blur at this point, but the berm out here is looking pretty good. And as you guys just saw, the pond up front is starting to look cavernous in places. Just kind of doing a spin here so you can see how much dirt we brought here to the berm. But appreciate you guys hanging with me, checking out this pond update video. Starting to seem like it may never end, and I'm ready to have my D4 back, so hopefully we'll get that up and running relatively soon. Hit that subscribe button, check out some other videos. We got a lot going on other than just this pond. Hope to see you guys around the channel. Take care.